All right, good evening. My name is Sarita Campbell, and I will be talking about the 5 year simulation outcomes. Of course, in this simulation, as you know, I was the head of HR, and my role was to make yearly decisions in certain areas such as customer satisfaction, employee engagement, cost per call, and the composite score. And when it comes to the importance of HR strategy and analytics, the strategy aligns workforce initiatives with organizational goals. It uses data to guide evidence based HR decisions, and of course, each year's decision in the simulation to improve outcomes. Now, when we look at the overview of the 5 year performance, we see that employee engagement, customer satisfaction, cost per call, all and composite score all went up on an increase. But I think when I look at the overall metrics, I think about one thing, and I feel like the main cause of this, or the main reason why everything boosted or increased, was because we truly leaned into the employee engagement. Um, with this simulation, I kind of wish I took this in my prior role. My previous role, I was the actual HR manager. Wasn't over a call center, but I was responsible for overseeing a facility and looking at engagement, turnover, absenteeism, or call-in rates is what we call it, training, and of course compliance. And I would have loved to be experiencing this and monitoring it in the moment and actually playing this simulation too, because um, it's really interesting. When I first started in that role, turnover was really high, and I kept hearing, okay, well, let's hire people because with turnover's high, that means people are leaving, so we got to replace them. And that's true, but the question we weren't asking is, why are they leaving? Why are people leaving? And upon doing research and really leaning in and getting to that root cause, it was because of training. You had training opportunities, you had leadership opportunities, you had lack of knowledge of company resources and benefits. And that, I feel like that all played a role. And once we addressed those issues and actually fixed them, granted, we didn't make yearly decisions. We actually came up with monthly action plans to figure out where we needed to start at, and then where we wanted to get at by the end of the year. We did see a reduction in turnover, an increase in engagement, lower attendance or call-in rates, and overall customer satisfaction. Because when you focus on the employees, when you get to the root cause and underlying issues, overall, you'll see a better positive customer experience. And in thinking about this simulation, we focus on employee engagement, and we saw a boost in customer satisfaction. So let me stop talking because my slide has popped over. But year one, we looked at customer service training, because again, training, if you want to play it into real life situations, training is something that is critical, but not just focusing on generalized training, specializing or being intentional with what you want to lean into as far as training. With the simulation, we knew the overall outcome was to have better customer satisfaction, but to do that, you need to be intentional with your training. Okay, what customer service skill sets are we focusing on? Where are we struggling at the most with our customer service interaction? That's if you want to take it even further and really lean into it. Year two, we looked at sorry, all my words are really small, but I have my notes over here. We looked at increasing leaders' salaries and boosting engagement while keeping costs stable. Year three, we looked at mentoring in remote work. Um, I feel like that is important if we want to play into real life scenarios and take it even further, because, you know, everybody has different situations. You may have somebody at work that's a caregiver, so having that remote option gives them more flexibility and to be able to show up to work as their true best self. Or you may have a college student who, let's say they're in school, they have a heavy workload. Having that day at home or that remote work allows them to be in a safe space, and they're able to show up as their true authentic self, which means more than likely their work performance is going to increase. And again, our customers get the best of both worlds. Year four, we looked at additional leadership pay, and then year five, we looked at skills based routing and outside work activities. Excuse me. fast for this one, but while we're waiting, I will go ahead and let you know if you see me squinting, that is because I had to pivot in the moment. I was having some technical difficulties. There we go. So I did have to kind of pivot. So I am on my mobile device. So I'm squinting if you see me squinting. And if you see me looking to the side, I had to add my speaker notes. My speaker notes wouldn't translate to my mobile device, so I have them on the side here as I go through this just to make sure I don't forget anything. But here's our Year 5 initiative spotlight. I focus on skills-based routing. Staff improved. Outside work activities resulted in boosting belonging and morale as well. Engagement was a 4.4. Satisfaction, 4.7. Cost per call went down to $1.16. When we look at the analytics and decision making, it reviewed key performance patterns. The Year 4 spike led us to prioritize efficiency in Year 4, which mirrors HR research showing that analytics can optimize resource allocation and improve returns on investments. And of course, every decision was linked to measurable KPIs. A balanced engagement, satisfaction, and operational costs, which led to higher engagement, lower turnover, and better customer experience, proving the link between employee morale and business success, like I discussed earlier. Overall, these are the 3 takeaways or 3 lessons that I learned. Data should guide HR spending and program design. Morale boosts can be cost effective, and then salary increases without efficiency controls. I'm so sorry, that is so teeny. Salary increases should be paired with efficiency measures to prevent cost overruns. But my biggest takeaway from this was just in general, if you want to see a good outcome or a positive outcome with customer satisfaction, it all goes back to how you treat your employees. If employees aren't happy, they're not going to show up to work and give their full potential or strive for excellence, which means that our customers get the worst experience. But